Let's start by learning about the input data tool. Please open your Alteryx 101 core file. We will import first data listed in the instruction box right underneath the green input data box. There are basically two ways to import your data. The first way is to go to the top toolbar section from the in and out category. Drag and drop the input data tool icon onto your canvas. Once you place the tool on your canvas, the left configuration pane switches and lists out the options that are specific to the tool. I will click Set up a connection button. And this window allows you to access your recent files that's been opened, your local directory where you can choose a file from, various data sources, and server connection if your machine is hooked up with a server. In our case, since we already have the Excel file saved in the local folder, we will press Files and select File. Then from here, you can navigate to your local directory where you save the Alteryx 101 core and hit Input folder and the first supplement data Excel file and hit Open. And since the input file is an Excel file, the Alteryx Designer will show you this additional pop-up window where you can select your sheet from. We are trying to import vehicle type sheet, so it is already selected as a default, just good. And there are other options such as select a range. From here, you can designate exact range of the cells that you want to import. And if your Excel file has a named range, right now the input file does not have name range. So this select option is deactivated, but once you have the name range, it will be activated. You can import your name ranges as well. And the bottommost option, import only the list of sheet names. If you click on this option, it'll allow you to bring in the names of the different tabs in the Excel file. And this last option is a very useful option for creating macro workflows once you get to build advanced level workflow at a later point. And right now at the core level, as far as we are covering, we will first learn how to import individual sheet. So let's click on the first option and hit OK. There it is. And there's another way to import an input file is to select a file directly from your local folder and drop it onto your canvas. Show you as an example. I have supplement data input file, and I'll just simply drag and drop onto my canvas. And this way, Alteryx Designer will automatically recognize the type of the file, which is an Excel file, and show you this additional window that you can select your sheet from. I'll hit cancel. And since we already have the same input file, I'll delete this tool by pressing delete button. And now I'll hit run, or you can use Control R on your keyboard to run the workflow. When it finishes running, the result pane at the bottom will show a message that the designer has finished running the workflow. And when you click the input data tool, the result pane will switch to the tool-specific data processing result, and it'll show you the data in a spreadsheet format. And there is one important reminder for you regarding using the input data tool. When using Alteryx Designer, if the input data file is running in a window on the background, it must be closed first to allow the designer to access the file. Let me show you an example as a demonstration. Here, I'll open the supplement data Excel file, and it's open, and I'll go back to the Alteryx Designer while the file is running in the background, and I'll hit run. Then you will receive an error message. It says can't open file. It's an access deny error message. So therefore, when you're running the Alteryx Designer workflow, make sure you close all the associated files with the workflow first, so the Alteryx Designer can access the file when you hit the Run button. Now, let's click on the Input Data tool icon and take a look at the left configuration pane. You can see at the bottom section, there's a preview. This is where you can see the data, incoming data. And on the top section, you can see a table where you can customize your data loading options. And just like you've seen, these boxes the size of these boxes can be adjusted. Let's take a look at the detail option. The option number 1, record limit. This will allow you to limit the record, the number of the record that you want to bring in. So if I want to bring in the record only up to the record number 10, I can enter number 10 here and refresh. And you can see the record of the number of the record is limited now up to 10. I'll delete it and refresh. And the option number 2, file format. This is where you can select the file extension or file type. But in this case, we already know we have imported Excel file, so there's nothing more that you want to select from this option. And number 3, table or query. This is where you have selected the specific tab because of the file type that you brought in is an Excel file. So depending on the file type, the extension type, this option could vary file by file. Number 4, search subdirectories. This option is used when your input file is located in the subdirectory, inside a directory. And number 5, output file name as field. This option you can use when you want to specify exactly where from which file all these records are coming from. So for example, if I select file name only and I'll hit run, then it specifies which file each and every records are coming from. And in the same sense, if you want to kind of drill it down even more to the full path, it'll show you the full path of your directories and file name, and also including your file extension and tab name. Right now, I don't want to import the file name, so I'll just clear it out. Number 6, first row contains data. So this option is used when you want to make your column header in more generic term. What I mean by is this. Right now, from the input data, the original data this data is coming from has brand, model, type in the first row. So that's why Alteryx automatically detected the first row as a column header. But if you choose this option, it will shift down the column header and treat it as if they are the part of the main data. And Alteryx Designer will automatically assign field 1, field 2, field 3 as a generic column headers. Number 7, start data import on line number. So this is kind of self-explanatory, but you can specify from which line you want to start importing the data. So if I want to start importing the data from line number 4, I can change or adjust as I just have. But as you can see, because I have started importing the data from line number 4, Alteryx automatically detected a line above that as my column header, which is not exactly pretty. So in this case, I would want to select first row contains data, so I can make my column header a little bit more generic font. But then it'll push up one data. Remember, the number 6 makes a data records to be pushed down one. So in this case, I would want to change my start point of my data to be number 5. Then it'll be exactly the same, but the column headers are different. So that's it for the input data tool, but it's easier to see than when you're actually doing it on yourself. So please follow the instructions at the bottom of the input data box in the Alteryx 1.1 core file and complete all the assignments.